Our objective is to pass tax reform by the August recess, and I think that's a very aggressive timetable, but realistic and something that the President and I are very committed to doing.
So by August, voted, done, agreed.
And signed.
Signed, still delivered. Nuveen Asset Management's Bob Dahl says no way tax cuts will be done by August. Bob, why do you say that, and if that is the case, what would it mean for the market?
So I don't think most people that do what I do for a living, manage money, expect it by August. We get it August, done, signed, sealed, delivered. That's an upside surprise. I think it's going to take longer. People are all over the page, and we don't even know what the particulars are going to be. Is it just corporate? Is it corporate individual? What about the border tax? And the list goes on.
If the pros in their mind, you know, it reminds me of earnings, right? The official number and then the quote-unquote whisperer, right?
Yes.
So if the whisperer is that it's not going to happen in August, would that mitigate any sort of, you know, downward pressure in the market, since the experts kind of knew it couldn't happen anyway?
I think you're absolutely right. That is to say, if we sign this thing at Thanksgiving, let's say, I think that's kind of where people are thinking, by the end of the year. And if it even slips into the first of next year, I don't think the markets are going to come unglued. It would be if it looks like they're totally apart and we're not getting anything done, then the market's just going to struggle.
How critical will it be, though, and with respect to how fast they get this Obamacare replacement done? I mean, if they can cobble together some sort of a deal, forgetting about what the deal itself is, but in a relatively swift timeline, would that give investors, particularly professional investors, the confidence?
I think so, because we know this one's not easy either.
Right.
But I think, as you know, they can get this one done and deal with details later. You know, kind of let's just get something done in healthcare. Being the party in power in healthcare is not a pretty thing. We've seen that before, and I think that movie's going to run again. But getting that done will give some confidence that they can get this other thing done. But people are got to come together. The details really matter when it comes to the tax reform.
We are already seeing, though, we talk about the need to remove regulations and to lower taxes to spark this economy. Well, it seems like businesses and even some consumers are now assuming this will eventually happen, and they're already making moves based on that. How long could that last before they say, hold up, you know, maybe I put the cart before the horse?
So now you're on to it. At 1850 on the S&P, where we were a year ago, there was nothing in it for all this good stuff. At 2250, 2300, 2350, different story. So I think the market's up because the economy has done better, and people expect that to continue, and even more with pro-growth legislation. So expectations are building. All those confidence numbers are up because people think this can get done. Therefore, it has to get done to continue the bull market.
And to a degree, it's self-fulfilling. If I believe something's going to happen and I start to build my inventory for it, I start to hire for it, or if I'm a consumer, I go out. Yesterday, for instance, I saw the housing start number. The headline was great, but single-family homes blew me away, and that dovetails with traffic going up for the first time in over a decade.
That's right. There are a lot of broad confidence measures, as you know. CEO confidence, consumer confidence, business confidence, and they've all moved up a lot, expecting better things. When people have higher confidence, they feel better, and guess what? They spend more money. There has been some follow-through. We need some more, especially on the consumer side.
I want to broaden it out a little bit. On the cover of Monday's Economist, they've got balloons of all the different countries in the world, essentially saying there's a sort of a global resurgence, economic resurgence. Do you see that as well?
Yeah, starting last fall, call it October, we began to see the PMIs, the ISMs, the other broad measures of our economy doing better. And that's continued pretty nonstop, in my view, since then. Again, not just here, but globally. So things are picking up. Look, we're not setting any records, Charles. You know that. But we're moving in a better direction.